it means a lot to me. I will try to keep this relatively short. I prepared some notes, so please forgive me if I'm reading from a sticky note over there. Obviously I know what I want to talk about, but the order of what I want to address, I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Just to give an update, I've started my campaign several months ago in spring, and thanks to the wonderful help of very generous donors and friends, I was able to cover most of my medical needs, including my, at the time, Cobra health insurance and other expenses related to my treatments. I was also able to pay some of my rent, including the June rent. I'll talk about July and August later. But yeah, my chemotherapy also started in spring, and I've had several cycles. And now, as of August, I'm in a so-called rest period because my labs have been promising, and I've been also really early, like stage 1. There's actually a great opportunity if treatment comes early and you're treated early, that you can go into remission. So, and just for your information, it's for me not only the autoimmune condition, it's also comorbidities that I'm treated for. So yeah, I have been receiving the chemotherapy, the methotrexate, and then also another medication. It's actually a corticosteroid medication. I think it's called dexamethasone, if I'm not mistaken. And as you can see, my face is a bit round and puffy. Curiously enough, even though people getting chemo, they lose weight, but in my case it's actually a bit the opposite, because of a lot of water retention, and the way body is changing with these steroids is actually really very scary, to be honest, because suddenly things that you haven't had before appear on your body. It's a bit bizarre, but again, I'm profoundly grateful for having a very strong body still, and in no way I mean to shame anyone, including myself. I think everybody is beautiful in their shape and sizes. It's just all about when you experience a sudden change in your appearance and the way your body feels, then that can be a bit unsettling. So yeah, I also want to mention that the treatment's been, I didn't only have the conventional side effects, like your skin, your hair, everything being affected because all the new cells are being basically killed. So hence my appearance. Bad hair day. Actually, I still have some of my hair, but it's a bit patchy and weird. I'm gonna maybe cut it off altogether, but it's not that long anyway, so I've had short hair for the longest periods in my life. Ironically, now I had started to grow it out, and now I have to remove it. But what was really the worst part for me is the severity of the side effects. Since I've been already very prone to migraines my entire life, and this is not just your average bad tension headache that can be also very disabling. It's a real classic migraine where it becomes a real disability, because all you can do is lie down in a darkened room. For me, it's mostly putting ice cold compresses in the back of my neck, on my head, all around. Actually, I might share some photos. You can see me with these. And just laying down, trying to avoid any kind of movement. You cannot read anything. You're very sensitive against light and sounds and smells. And then in addition to headaches that feel as if a pole was pushed through your eye, and then the pain radiating out from that side of your head, you have relentless nausea. Ironically, it starts out with everything getting stuck in your stomach. So let's say you've eaten a meal just the night before, and your migraine started in last night or in the morning. Likelihood that when you start vomiting, that you actually see your meal from the day before again, which is also a bizarre experience. So you basically have something called gastroparesis, where your intestines get completely still. And even though I had something called Zofran, it's a medicine for chemotherapy-induced nausea that you can put under the tongue. It doesn't touch my migraine with nausea. So yeah, it's been throwing up a lot and a lot of bile. It's really weird. And then towards the end, actually, you feel a bit better, but that is after 16 hours. And so every week I'd have these migraine attacks. And just as a side note, once I had a test at Stanford where they needed to look at my blood vessels, and they had to give me nitroglycerin, a medication, and then do a live scan and see, what will be going on with my blood vessels and my heart. And that induced a migraine, a full-blown migraine, but this time really on both sides. Reason being, because every blood vessel was involved and basically got larger and wider, and that's actually the cause for the migraines, because while your brain itself is apparently not sensitive to pain, but the blood vessels are, the walls of the blood vessels are, and then the membrane surrounding your brain, super sensitive. So it's just totally terrible. And yeah, in my case, also just as a side note, some of my autoimmune symptoms have been actually also attacking my brain's membranes, and that can also result in very bad pain. But yeah, finally, long story short, while I wasn't able to find gainful employment or look for fractional consulting opportunities, I couldn't also work on my own product idea, at least not using a computer and prompting AI vibe code, because I couldn't just sit in front of a computer. I would actually, just listen to some podcasts and just imagine things and think about certain ideas. So that's actually quite positive. And this is what I'm really grateful for, is even though I'm in the worst crisis of my life, again facing very likely eviction this time, because this time I haven't paid my July rent. I've not been able to prepare the funds for all my basic living expenses. I mean, I have maybe $30 or less to my name right now. It's truly upsetting, but ironically, I'm not trying to let this touch me too much again. I know there were things happening in my life where I also bear responsibility, bit of a longer story, but this time around, I've been dealing with me being sick and having all these issues. It started all 2 years ago, even though I had autoimmune conditions for at least 10 years, but they started to flare up following actually a severe accident. And there were some other traumatic events in 2024, like family members passing away, my former husband passing away. So it's been truly traumatic to say the least. And then talking of husband, I don't have a partner in my life. The husband that passed away, we were already, no longer together, but still. But I don't have a partner, so I don't have anybody I can rely on, and have to basically take care of myself and my cats, and my daughters. But they're old enough; they're already, in college and my younger daughter is currently staying with her biological father because it's just easier for her. And she's extremely sweet, and I love both of my daughters so much. But yeah, so I'm living with my cats. My cats, by the way, they're giving me profound love. They are very sweet. They're very attached. And I believe I'm really important to them. And for me, it would be devastating if I were to be evicted. I mean, I couldn't go on a couch somewhere, and where would I put my cats? I mean, I don't even know, what I'd be doing, but it's just truly terrible. And many of my friends, they have allergies, so I can't bring the cats there. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I have to go and live in an Airbnb. I can't go into a hotel. So long story short, I really hope I can avert eviction. But to make a very long story short, now that I've probably reached some form of remission, according to my labs at least, that's actually really hopeful because I can get very productive again. And yeah, I truly hope that next month when I record another video, that I'll be able to report that I have set up my fractional consulting, that I've got traction with my own project. So overall speaking, I'm positive, and we live right now in a day and age where those of us who work in the field of technology, we can truly make a difference and humanize technology and also make AI less scary and really be responsible about the potential issues that might arise with the use of AI. So I think it's all very, very inspiring and challenging in a positive way. And I'm also very excited about my own product ideas. So ultimately, it's all good. And I hope that even though money is really important for us humans, one thing I learned from this experience is money is a bit like electricity. It's very essential. You really need it. And without it, your life would be very bad. But would you say, let's say, you have an outage in your city and can't have electricity anymore, would you profoundly blame yourself and be very upset or feel like less of a person? No, I mean, it's very inconvenient and very disruptive, but that's what I'm trying to say, is that I believe money is something that makes the world go round, but it shouldn't be something that we use in order to define ourselves. If you have a lot of money or if you have very little money, just let's put money to work. If we have it and can make a difference, if you don't have it, don't be ashamed. Of course, unless you're completely reckless and whatnot. I mean, then you have to maybe learn what's going on, but that's like there's many things in your life. So, well, I've talked a lot and I apologize for making this so long, but I really felt I had to put this out there. I have, unfortunately, other tasks to do, so and honestly, I tried to record this video, I don't know, 10 times now, and now finally I say, okay, it is what it is. It's not my professional field on doing these videos. I'm not an influencer. And again, my brain is still a bit in a fog because I take some other very strong pain medications that I got prescribed because obviously my health condition causes me a lot of pain, and they make me also a bit woozy. So yeah, but otherwise I'm very, very hopeful, and I look forward maybe to connect with one of you. Maybe you can reach out to me and then I can send you my calendar, or you have something, and then we can maybe hang out together and talk over video, and then maybe if you're nearby, we can spend an afternoon or evening together That would be truly lovely. So again, thank you so much, everybody. You've made a world of difference for me and my cats, and